Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 43 of our All the Mods 9 to the Sky Let's Play series, where today we're being very risky by building a nuclear reactor right smack dab in our base. Not necessarily the middle, but close enough that if catastrophe were to befall us, it would be, well, a catastrophe, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that sentence, but let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata, where, well, we're back and ready to record again. No more hospital for TheAndrata. Yay, no fun for me. Or, yes, fun for me. No fun for me being in the hospital. Anyway, we're back, and I'm ready to continue building our Mekanism reactor. Bear with me this episode, because I got to remember, it's been about 2 weeks since I was in the studio, so I got to kind of sort of remember where we left everything off. But I'm pretty sure I got a good handle on it, and we are ready to rock. Anyway, so last episode, we had left ourselves off over here, working on making ourselves our fissile fuel. I did have an issue with power, and so I had to actually go over here and upgrade these guys all to dark matter blocks so that we were producing the, 45,000 RF per tick. I completely drained all of the power that we had. It wasn't able to keep up. One dark matter block, or maybe two, probably would have been okay. Like this one's completely drained and this one fluctuates a bit. So 2 is probably fine. 4 is overkill. Honestly, our bottleneck now, is probably ending up, I don't think that we're using 2 million RF currently. But at some point I probably should switch, over to like a power reactor or something along that line. Something that can hold, or not a power reactor, sorry, a, mechanism induction matrix or induction provider, these things that can hold a buku amount of power, billions and billions and billions of RF, and they're able to transfer out at 52 million RF. So I probably should work on getting these like 1.6 trillion just from one single induction cell. And we can combine these and everything. Induction casing, induction ports. So something like this, along with flux networks, and migrate away from using power to handle all of our power, would probably be wise. I think we can stick with our thermal generators for the power generation for sure. Though, are these capped out like this? This is 45,000 RF per tick. So these pipes are fine. These can transfer over, what is it, 1 million RF in these, or is it 2? It's 1 million. So this is fine. It was something around here that bottlenecked us, and I just ran out of power. So I had to quickly grab my storage actuator from my backpack here and get those dark matter blocks going and go. So yeah, anyway, that being said, we're doing pretty good now. So we left off with fissile fuel, and we have it created. And I let this AFK for a little bit, so we end up with 8,000 buckets of fissile fuel here. We have 10 buckets chilling out in here, and all of this stuff is slowly backstuffing as, well, things go. So like this is chemical oxidizers almost done backstuffing the uranium oxide, and then it'll backstuff, which will cause this to backstuff, which will cause all these machines eventually to shut off. However, we're going to start using the fissile fuel, so they never technically will shut off, but we have that going for us, which is, great. Over here, I think this is where I'm going to put our reactor. I believe last episode I had mentioned that I wanted to make our reactor like a 17 by 17. I decided TheAndrata was being too ambitious, and that's not going to happen. So I shrunk our size down to a internal space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be a 9 by 9 structure with an internal reactor space of 7 by 7 by, I believe, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're going to have an internal reactor space of 7 by 7 by 9. So it's a 7 by 7 by 9 reactor, though it's technically 9 by 9 by 11 if you're going to be building it out. Okay, but when we're talking about the reactors, we talk about the internal space, not the external space. So as you can see, if you've been have a keen eye, my inventory is filled up with all of the stuff that we should hopefully need in order to get this reactor. It's been a while since I built a reactor, but I think I made everything, and I think I made enough of everything that's going to get us going. So let's well, get it going. So I laid out our calcite bricks here. That is where our casings are going to go. So we can go ahead and place a casing, and then we can building gadget up the rest and make it a lot easier for us to, well, build. So we're going to go build to me. I'm going to want that to extend out to this block here. And that should be 9 if I'm able to count correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Good. The Andrata can count. Do not worry for my students because the Andrata is able to count, which means hopefully I'm able to teach them to count. Oh, it's rough sometimes. Anyway, so we have our casings going in, and then the stone bricks here were to represent our glass that we're eventually going to get in. I needed to be able to count how much of that we were needing, so that's why those were there. And so this goes here. And then our entire bottom is going to be reactor casing. So reactor casing for days here. Now I can go ahead and get rid of this, but I don't want to get rid of this one just yet because I want to land myself there so I can build up with this. So I can build my corners to my height. And then we're going to build the ends. Ah, man, see, the Andrata apparently can't count. Reactor casing, go ahead and get me 32 more of these bad boys. Hopefully that doesn't take us terribly too long. That's okay, because while it's working, we can go ahead and do the glass. So then the reactor glass is going to go ahead and go everywhere else. So that way we can see inside of our reactor, because, you know, that's pretty cool. So we're going to create walls with our reactor glass here. And then for this guy, I'm going to use my building wand, which actually, let's go ahead and forget this diamond wand. And we have nether stars on craft. So let's go ahead and grab a wand. You might as well just grab the infinity wand and bam. Now it never runs out of durability. Granted, keep in mind, I have the Project E anti-durability thingy, or the healer thingy for Project E, whatever you want to call it, that replaces my durability. But yeah, now I don't ever have to worry about it. And it's not whatever you want to call it. It has a name, the Andrata. It is a repair talisman. I should have been able to know that. Okay, cool. So we have our reactor glass, and apparently I can't count. I think I counted for a 7x7x7. I didn't account for the extra 9 that each of these is going to need. So that's where we're at. I think I added that 9 on later in my design process, not sooner. Anyway, easily taken care of. Luckily, we are flush with all of our resources, so we don't have to worry so much about all of that. Okay, so with that, I'm actually going to need more reactor glass. Let's get another 32, because I forgot the top needs reactor glass too. No. Yes? Well, let's hope we don't have an explosion, because the Andrata doesn't remember. Okay, I'm going to do build to me mode now. Fill that in, fill that in, fill that in, that, and that, with one more. Good. And then the top is going to be glass, but I'm not going to fill the top in just yet because we need to get our control rods and our fission fuel assemblies. So the fission fuel assemblies are going to go into our reactor, and we're going to put those in a checkerboard pattern. So every other square or every other block is going to be a, unlike that, we're going to skip one, and we're going to have it like so. Bam and bam. And then do the same thing everywhere. We're going to just fill this in with fission fuel assemblies. This is what's going to give us the power. All of the power. Okay. Unlimited power. So then we can go ahead and build up. When we're building this up, we want to make sure that we, well, first off, have enough of them. Man, I did not account correctly. I thought I did so good on my math. I was about to be super impressed with myself here. And I apparently flubbed the whole thing up. Reactor assemblies, right? Let's grab another 32 of those. I thought I was going to be so good. Granted, I was in pain, so trying to count while you're in pain doesn't always work the greatest. We'll be back. Okay, there we go. Now, I remembered why I am struggling so much with this. I forgot that I generally don't manually build these. I don't think I've ever actually manually built a fission reactor from Mekanism before. I have copy and paste for it. that I stole from Enigmatica 6 when I did that pack. And I can just copy and paste my reactor into here. But hey, we're doing it by hand now. It's fine. We're doing it live. Okay. So what we want to do is, and I don't think I need this row now, do I? Because the top is going to be glass. Yeah, I actually don't need this row. So let me go ahead and switch you to fast. Oh my goodness, way too fast. Jeez Louise. Y'all saw that? That was Speedy Gonzalez there. Jeez. We got Speed Racer going on here with this Mekanism multi-tool. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. Slow mode. Let's go ahead and fix these holes. Luckily, you know, nothing nuclear is going on yet. Okay, so now we have our holes fixed because this layer needs to be our control rods. So we need to have control rod assemblies on these to control the rods, right? I hope that's the right way. I hope I didn't just build this backwards and I need a whole bunch of these and only, 25 of those. We'll find out in a moment. So we can go ahead and do that. And look, I counted right for those. Yeah, the TheAndrata can do a little bit of counting. And then we should be able to get our glass and finish this off. And hopefully, if we did it all correctly, multi-block should form. Yes, I did it. I am the champion. Okay, cool. We saw those little particle effects, right? If I break this and I put it back, you see the particle effects? That means we did it correct. Good. So now I can come down here and access my fission reactor. And I can turn it on, but nothing's going to happen because I got no fuel. I got nothing in here. So it says, hey, buddy, you're dumb. You ain't got nothing going on. Okay, but we have a fission reactor, and we can go ahead and start getting the things that need to be pumped and piped into this and pumped and piped out so that we can actually get our reactor going. The first thing that I want to get onto my reactor is a safety kill switch because our reactor can blow up, and I decided that I wanted to build my reactor in my base this time. So I don't want my base to go boom. I don't think anybody wants to see my base go boom. Actually, it probably would lend to some entertaining content. So maybe you guys want to see my base go boom, but I don't feel like having that happen. So we're going to go ahead and set ourselves up a nice little safety net here. Again, stolen from the Enigmatica 6 wiki because they have a lot of stuff on there that's great for builds and stuff. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get 5 fission logic reactors. Technically, you would only need 3, but we're going to go super safe, and we're going to have the most advanced safe thing that we could. So we're going to have 5 of them so we can make sure that we hit every single metric that we need on our reactor. This reactor is going to be our activation, or I'm sorry, this port is our activation port. This is what's going to turn on and turn off our reactor. All of these other ports are going to be set to our different redstone outputs. So at high temperature, this will output. If we have excess waste where the reactor can't put its waste out, that'll activate. If we have damage critical, that'll turn the reactor off. And if we have insufficient fuel, that'll turn it off. Okay. High temperature and damage critical theoretically, you shouldn't need damage critical and insufficient fuel because both of these would trigger that. I guess insufficient fuel. Now, if you run out of fuel, your heat's going to go up. So you really only need these 2, maybe 3. Damage critical, if your temperature's high, your damage is going to go up. So this should catch before this, but we have them all anyway just to be safe. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to set up a simple redstone setup here. Something like this. Where we have this running to here and bam. We could fill this in. It's not a big deal. We can leave all that blank. It's not going to hurt anything. But what we want to do is go ahead and get our redstone dust. We're going to place this down, and you're going to notice that the redstone dust is active because none of these are being, doing anything, and I didn't count correctly. I think I need 2 more. 1, and then 1 is going to go here. Yeah, we don't need this one here. But what we are going to have here is a pulse repeater from Create. Okay. So the pulse repeater is just going to chill out here and it's going to do its thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 redstone and a pulse repeater. And these things are going to, when we have insufficient fuel, it's going to turn this off, which will trigger this, which will shut off our reactor, which means I could come in here and activate my reactor now and not have to worry about it not doing what it needs to do. At least from what I understand. I hope it's going to work. Otherwise, I'm going to cry And the series will end on a low note because if this blows up, I don't know if we're coming back from that, if we're going to recover. I don't know how big an explosion this is going to cause. Anyway, all right, so cool. Safety net, hopefully. Cross your fingers. Pray to whatever deity that you believe in. We don't want no explosions. On the flip side of things, that's where we're going to put things in and take things out. Okay, so we have 4 reactor ports. We're going to have 1 port over here. This is dedicated to our water input. Water is going to come into this. Okay, next to it, we're going to have a fissile fuel input in a fuel in. And then over on this side, we are going to have a output. So this is going to be our output of nuclear waste, which is what we are wanting from this setup, is the nuclear waste ultimately. Power I don't care about, nuclear waste I do. So we're going to go ahead and grab our configurator, and we can go ahead and configure this to output waste. And this should just be on input mode as is now, so input and input. And we need to get water pumped into this bad boy. And as we learned, we have a very easy way to get water extremely fast from a sink into anything utilizing integrated dynamics. So we're going to want to go ahead and grab ourselves our fluid importer, place that on there. We're going to get our fluid exporter, put it on there. We're going to grab our logic cable. We're going to put it there. And on my exporter, I want to import all fluids, correct? I put that there, and it should start filling up with water. Or is it a... No, sorry. It's not supposed to be that. It's the fluid interface. That's the one I want. Sorry. Fluid interface. I don't need to import into the network. I just needed to interface, attach this to the network, and then this is going to handle the export. So export all fluids. Bam. Now we should get water. Yes. But, you know, it's going pretty quick. I mean, a bucket every tick is not too bad. But you notice nothing. We don't see anything in here. Yeah, wait. 1 moment, please. Pause. No. Back off. And done. Infinite water transfer. We have 89,100 buckets of water inside of here, transferred in pretty much instantaneously. Okay. Honestly, I think the water was in there. It was slowly rendering. Yeah, so we got water. Good. Let's grab ourselves our quantum entangler porter. Quantum entangler porter is going to handle our fuel output, our fissile fuel. So this is going to be on the input here. We're going to go ahead and set this to our fissile fuel network. It was a yellow cake uranium that I had pulled. I guess I accidentally set one up. Don't need it, though. Fissile fuel. Set. And we're going to go ahead and say gases on the output, or on the back. Go ahead and output. So we should be getting fissile fuel in here, and these guys transfer super duper fast. So we already have our 1.6 million millibuckets in there, or 1,600 buckets of fissile fuel. So the only other thing that we need to take care of is our nuclear waste. Now, nuclear waste, is that a liquid or is that a gas? That's a good question. I would think nuclear waste would be a liquid, but it doesn't tell me. So I would love to find out. So what I would want to get from Mekanism is a not a tank. What are the pipes? It's not a pipe, right? It's not. Is it the mechanical pipe? Yeah, fluids, capable of transferring fluids. Let's do this. Let's do F3H and look at the tags. Let's go to nuclear waste. You're just a tag of nuclear waste. So that didn't help me at all. Okay. Is nuclear waste a gas or a liquid? I think it's a liquid. I just want it to go somewhere temporarily until I can figure out where am I going to put it. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves an ultimate mechanical pipe. And we're just going to put it there. I mean, these have a massive internal buffer. So for now, I think it'll be okay. So if we go ahead and just pop that there, does it connect? Yes. If I set you to export mode, it should just fill this internal buffer up on there and we should be good. But yeah, that should be everything that we need to get our reactor going. So now all I got to do is turn it on. Again, like I said, cross your fingers, pray to whatever deity it is that you believe in, whatever you got to do. Yeah, let's go. Okay. And activate. Okay. We're doing good. We got nuclear waste building up, which means that it is a gas. It's not going into this pipe. So at least we have that going for us. It's also extremely loud. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but it's loud for me. So let's go ahead and go to our reactor, and boop, now we don't hear anything. Maybe we could have our reactor on. Excuse me. Can I want to adjust your volume. Give me the thing. Well, it's not giving me the thing to adjust the volume, so there we go. Let's get a little bit of it. I say 15's good. We get a little sound, but we don't need anything else. Okay, so we have coolant building up, steam. I need an output port for steam, don't I? And just dump it into a trash can. I think I need to do that. All right, let's scram this. Get out of here. Let's grab another output port. I think that's why I ended up with an extra port. I had one. Let's go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and change you to output coolant. Steam is going to be a gas. Let's get a trash can. I don't need the steam. Normally you would pump the steam to a what's that called? A turbine. But since we're not doing that, I just want to get rid of it. Though you say items, fluids, and energy, void fluids and gases. Okay. I don't know why that one doesn't say gases, but the fluid trash can specifies gases. So if I take this and I just pop it there, do we lose all the steam? I think so. Yes. Okay. So steam is gone. We don't have to worry about that building up. Nuclear waste is building up. So we're going to go out on a limb and say that that is a gas. So I need to remember. I can't remember the name of the gas pipes. Pressurized tube. Was that it? Yeah. Pressurized tube. So I'll grab a set of those. You guys, ender gates can go in their spot. This can go here. Now, if I put this there, you have nuclear waste. Okay, cool. And I don't even need to worry about exporting, which means that this will be the fastest connection that it can be. Okay, so we are good to go. We have coolant in here. We have waste being generated. And we don't have a lot of waste because we're not burning very fast. Notice our fissile fuel is not going down. It is going up. We have a surplus of fissile fuel. We don't want that. We want to burn exactly as much fissile fuel as we are making. Why are you low on power? See, look. You are using, geez Louise, 204. That's where all the power went. Okay. 204,000. That's a power boy. Okay, that explains why I ran out of power the other day. So now we are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're using all 7. We actually have a net loss of power. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Maybe we, for the time being, I do have the energy upgrades in this, don't I? Well, we're back stuffed. I know, but we're going to be net gain on power here. We're back stuff on this, but we're going to slowly start burning it. Maybe, but we're so close to getting the red matter blocks, and then red matter blocks are even more powerful. Like if we take a look at the usage of a red matter block, that's 18,000 Celsius. That's 13,000. So it's like 20% better. 30%. Yeah, 1.3 about 20% better or so. Which means that we probably get about 60,000 out of those guys. Maybe we need to add another. I'm going to add that to my to-do list. Let me get another thermo generator and add another. Let's just add 5 more. Get that crafted up. Okay, I'll add 5 more of those over there. But our reactor is running, and we have our fissile fuel, or our nuclear waste, being generated. So we need to turn that into our plutonium, or polonium, right? That's what I need for the red matter, is polonium, plutonium. So plutonium is made in a chemical injection chamber, or no, not usage, recipe. There we go. Made in a PRC with water and plutonium. Simple as that. Give it a little bit of fluorite dust and we get that, but we spend our nuclear waste, okay? Now, plutonium, the liquid plutonium, is going to be made in an isotopic centrifuge like our friend over there, and we're just going to use that to turn this into fissile fuel, or into plutonium. Now, eventually, we might need polonium. Do I need polonium for anything? All the modsy. That is a supercharged coil. Do I need any of this? Do I need to worry about making this? An SPS. I'm imagining I need antimatter usage. Do I need antimatter pellets for anything? All the modsy. Yes, I'm going to need it for the improbable probability device. So I am going to have to get polonium set up at some point. For now, though, we'll go ahead and set up an isotopic centrifuge. We'll get this guy set up over here. A solar neutron activator is what we would use to get the polonium. That's this guy here. But we need to get into HDPE, which means I need to get into ethylene. So we're going to hold off on that for the moment, but it will end up going, like, say, right here. Okay? Maybe... yeah, I think that's okay. We could have... what if we had this pipe come here and then split between both of these machines? And it'll just, hopefully, round robin, because this will only run during the daytime. There we go. We can go ahead and grab this. We can run our pipes to here. That should put that into there, and our nuclear waste is getting turned into plutonium. Good. That's what I want to see happen. We can go ahead and make sure that this has power to be able to do its process. I don't know if I need to speed this up, but because we're not producing a ton of nuclear waste, but like, I guess we need more nuclear waste going. How do we get more nuclear waste, you may be asking? It's pretty simple. We come into here and we go into our stats, and I'm currently only burning 0.1 millibuckets per tick. Let's say that I bump this up. I have a max of 200 millibuckets per tick. Let's say that I jump this up to 50 millibuckets per tick. How are we doing there? Notice fuel tank is good, coolant's good, heat's good, waste, our temperature is fine. We're no damage and stuff, but we are currently making more plutonium. So now our nuclear waste is backstuffed, and we are making this absolutely as fast as this current isotopic centrifuge can. I don't want to upgrade it as of yet until we get the power situation taken care of. So we have nuclear waste building up in here, and we have, eventually it's going to build up in there. But we have the plutonium that we are going to need for this process. The only thing I need to do is turn that into a pellet with the plutonium dust and then handle the spent nuclear waste. But that is something that we will work on. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Next episode, we will get ourselves the plutonium pellets, which means we'll get our red matter next episode, which means we'll be able to supercharge that whole setup. And that takes care of our part of our process for our Altamont star. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you have tips, tricks, suggestions, if you don't think that my thing is going to work over here, now it should, right? Because now that the reactor is running, notice they all turned off. Okay, they are outputting their signals because they're not outputting a signal because they are not active, right? Nothing should be outputting a signal. They're all idle. But what's going to happen is if this turns on, if the temperature gets too high, it's going to trigger this, which is going to trigger the repeater, which is going to pulse this activator, which should shut it off. In theory. Hopefully that works out. But yeah, I think we're doing pretty darn good. So anyway, yeah, like I said, if you like, please feel free to comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.